Hi Flosstube! Welcome back. It's Erin. I'm the Two Martini Stitcher here on YouTube and Instagram, and this is my Flosstube channel about cross stitch. Welcome back if you're a returning subscriber, and if you're new, this is where we talk about cross stitch and I show what I've been working on, and we talk about plans and what I'm going to work on and make fun plans together like stitch alongs. I went through all of the comments from last week's video and replied to a whole bunch of them and hearted them all. And then when I went to go pull the link to pick the winner for last week's giveaway, I noticed that YouTube didn't save any of that, or it doesn't look to me like it does. So not really sure what's going on there with YouTube. I read all the comments and I am so excited about how many people are gonna either start a long dog or work on their long dog on Leap Day. It's gonna be so fun. So if that didn't save and you didn't see my reply, just know that I read all the comments. I'm so excited about the long dog style. And so we are going to use hashtag long dog leap day Sal, and I'll put that in the description box below. That's the hashtag we're going to use on Instagram, so go follow that, put that hashtag on all your posts about it so that I can see what you guys are all working on. If you picked your long dog project, let me know below what you're going to be. I know a lot of you did. Some of you had said like, oh, you had one in your stash you were going to work on. Some people were picking ones out and kitting them up. It's going to be so fun. There's already a few posts on the hashtag, and I cannot wait to see what everybody starts and is working on. So today's cocktail, because it is cocktail, it is cross stitch happy hour. That's what this is about on a Monday. We're start the week off right with cross stitch happy hour, and the cocktail this week is the Standby Gin and Tonic. It's actually really nice and sunny here in the Seattle area today. It's gorgeous. It's making me feel like spring, and I was like wandering around in a short sleeve shirt until I went to go outside, take the dog for a walk, and realized it's not actually warm out. A little chilly. But it just, I don't know, it feels like the promise of spring someday. We always kind of get this though. I feel like every year we get like one really nice week. Either it's warm-ish, I mean, we're in the high 40s, or it's sunny, and we get one really nice week in February that then has to hold us over until the end of April or May. Maybe that's this week. How was everybody else's week? Everybody have a good week? I had a fantastic week. Last Thursday, I did go down to Acorns and Threads on the train and had just a wonderful time with everybody down there. I was on the train by myself this time, and that was okay. I don't mind traveling by myself at all. I took my headphones, I downloaded a bunch of Flosstube, stitched my little heart out, and then got to chat and stitch with everybody at Acorns and do a little bit of shopping, which I'll show you later. And then had a nice weekend with the family. And on Sunday, met up with the local Seattle Library Stitcher group yesterday. So that was really fun. And you guys, funny story. We're sitting there and stitching and chatting away. And it's a different group. Like, we have regulars, but there's sometimes new people. But a couple of the gals who've been a few times, we're sitting there chatting about, you know, work and our lives. And one girl mentioned the company she worked for. Another gal says, oh, where do you work for that company? Because they're kind of all over the area. And she tells her, oh, which building? She tells her which building. She said, me too. What floor do you work on? They work on the same floor. Now, granted, these are big office buildings, but still, and not in the same group. But they work on the same floor, and they're both stitchers. Never met until our stitching meetup. Is that crazy or what? That's why I love this community. I love this community. Anyhow, So I had a great week, and yeah, I'll show you what I worked on. We'll talk a little bit about plans, and then at the end, I'll show you what I got at Acorns. At the end, I did, see, all I have to say is that I'm getting close to a subscriber number, and you go, boom, we pass it. So, went over 2,000 subscribers, which blows my mind. Like, that is crazy to me. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me. I have so much fun chatting with you all and getting to know everybody and sharing this fun hobby. And it's crazy to me that many people want to come hear me ramble about, because let's face it, I take some journeys. It's stream of consciousness. I don't edit. What you see is what you get. This is how I am. But I'm just so thrilled that you guys want to hang out with me. Thank you. So we're going to do a big thank you giveaway at the end of this video. I'm excited. All right. I had one other question as I was going through comments. I did want to talk about the long dog. Stitch along. If you already have a long dog and you don't want to start another one, just stitch on the one you have. That's fine. We're low-key, no rules, like no timeline. The only timeline on this is we're all going to try to finish it by the next leap day. And notice I did say try. So same for the And a Forest Grew. That stitch along I'm doing with Spunky Jen. She's Spunky Jen on Instagram, Stitching in the Bluegrass. If you're not watching her, you absolutely need to watch her. She's such a doll. She's gonna be, she's doing it, I'm doing it, and Ellen Reed. We're kind of gonna co-host. We have to come up with a hashtag for that. Someone had asked like when I was gonna try to finish it, if I was gonna stitch how many like stitches a month, or if I was gonna try to do a certain amount every month or every week or whatever. I don't know. My goal is to touch it once a month, is to put it on my cross stick and touch it once a month, but that might be one tree. I don't know. That's another one that's got a long timeline on it. So join in, no pressure. We're no pressure stitch-alongs in my world. So, but I did have one other question. Someone had asked about on 32 count fabric, do I stitch one strand or two? And that's a good question because I don't always do the same. There's definitely no rule. In general, probably my default is 2 strands on 32. Like that's my fallback position, I guess, because I would always stitch 2 strands on 16 count Aida. And I do like a fuller stitch. However, that would probably be on like just a straight like Zweigart linen or one of the ones that's like printed. The over dyed fabrics sometimes shrink up. So I do have some 32 count over dyed fabrics that I am stitching 1 strand. And it's just because I think they shrink up and 2 strands in gets too tight, which was kind of what I was finding with Promise of Spring. That 18 count over dyed Aida was also, I think, had shrunk a little bit and was a little tight for 2 strands. Or if it's like a really prim pattern, sometimes 1 strand looks nice too. So that's my answer, both. Both. Do I stitch 1 strand or 2 on 32 count? Both. All depends. So, stitching this week. First thing I'll show you guys is full coverage piece. So this week it was Farewell to Anger's turn on the rotation. So just a reminder, this is what it's going to look like. Farewell to Anger, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And this is the regular, it's just the regular chart. Regular size, regular color. That's enough. I'm stitching this on 25 count easy count Lugana, 1 strand over 1 full cross. So I'm doing this 1 over 1 full cross, and there we are. So I finished the previous diagonal because there was still some left to do, and then I almost got this one done. Like I was so close. I was just like I was really pushing to finish it last night, and I just got tired. So unfortunately, this diagonal didn't get done, but Maybe next time it comes out, I can finish this and do a whole nother one. I don't know. That's going to get harder and harder as those diagonals get longer, but there we are for now. I still love it, but you can kind of really start to see that it's like trees. Like here's the tree trunks and different colors coming in. It's looking really good. I feel like pretty soon, maybe not. Like I feel like in the next like few diagonals, I'm going to get into this like red and lantern. I don't know, it might still be a while. Could still be a while, but I still love stitching on that. I get more and more enamored with Pattern Keeper for these projects. Fantastic. So that's Farewell to Anger. And on Tuesday, was it Tuesday? I think on last Tuesday, I finished the first 4,000. I went over 4,000 stitches on that for the year. So I'm in full coverage Fanatics. That one was Acadia. So I did my first national park, and now I've started, I think that one's now Badlands because Arches is Harry Potter book covers. So got my first national park in the bag, working on the next one. Good times, good times. All right. Next thing to show. Did I use this? Oh, I was using this for extra credit. Monthly challenges in Enchanted Stitching. And I went over the 1,000 stitches, but I'm still working on this every day. This is becoming another daily stitch for me. It's a February WIP Go Pull. Hello, pumpkin. Look, guys, look how much progress. I sit down and do like 2 strands. I sit down and watch like a shorter Flosstube, like something that's maybe a half hour, 40 minutes, and put in a couple strands every day and look at the progress it's getting me. Can't remember exactly where it was last week, but I got this fox. He needs a head. I have a headless fox. But I got the fox in, and I know I worked some over here. Did I finish this and that leaf? I don't know. But look, marked progress. So I don't know if working on it every day is going to get me to a finish or not, but I'm going to get as close as I can if I can't get it finished. So, and I have fallen back in love with it. Now I remember why I loved it. I love the colors. It's so cute and whimsical. I mean, to do it again, I probably wouldn't do it on white Aida, but that's okay. I don't mind that at all. I think the colors pop fantastic off the white. But now that I've, frogged out that toadstool, put it back in its rightful place, and feel like I'm making more progress on it, I'm liking it. I think part of my frustration with this last fall was that I fell behind on the Mystery Stitch Along. Because this is a big pattern, and it was released in like 5 parts, I think. And so each month was a lot of stitching. And I think I've decided that the Mystery Stitch Alongs, to try to keep up with them, are maybe not for me. Because it made me frustrated and it made me not like the piece, which I do. I really like it. So, hello pumpkin, we're married. We're committed to the WIP. So that's Hello Pumpkin. So I'll keep stitching on that every day. I haven't done it yet today. It's been a busy day. So after Flosstube. After I'm done with Flosstube, I'm going to sit and stitch until the hubby comes home, fix dinner, and then I'm going to sit and stitch some more. I've been very busy today, and now I'm done. Done for the day. Okay. So for regular weekly assignments for Enchanted Stitching, for something that I was afraid of or afraid to work on, or there was something in it that scared me, I worked on Emily's house, because honestly, I'm realizing that this is the first like big piece I have with a border all the way around. Like I've done smaller pieces with borders, but this one's pretty big. I've had quite a few people tell me how many times they had to rip the border out because it didn't meet up, and I'm terrified that border isn't going to meet up. So I'm actually stitching the border first, because I'm very scared that on my first piece, the border isn't going to meet up. So that is what I was working on this week. And here we go. So there it is. So I worked my way down this side of the border. And the pattern is 2 pages across, 2 pages down. I think that sounds right. And this is all of the first page and pretty into the second. So I don't know. I feel like we're not going to know soon if it matches up, but soon-ish. So there we go. And I am stitching this on 36 count Drapple Brown linen by xJudesign in all the called for colors. It's so pretty. The colors are so pretty on this. And this is, I'm doing this in a stitch along with the Kit Set Stitchers with Becca from Sambry Stitches, and who else is stitching it with them? Cece, I think, from Geeky Girls Knit and Cross Stitch. I think Michelle Lindy is eventually going to join in, but it's PNW Emily's House Sal, I think, is the hashtag, but I'll put it below. It's Pacific Northwest Emily's House Sal. I'm sure you can join. You don't have to live in the Pacific Northwest. You just have to love the Pacific Northwest and want to visit us. No, you don't even have to do that. You just stitch Emily's house. All right. The next was a prompt about the sky. Something about the sky. I had to work on a piece with the sky. I can't remember why. We're doing Frozen this month in Enchanted Stitching. Frozen is where it's at. And so I worked on Cinnamon Stars because all those stars are definitely in the sky. And this is where I got to on that. I love this piece too. I love the colors in this piece. And this is another one that I'm doing on a big old hunk of fabric that maybe I should actually cut the fabric, but there we go. So there's where I am on Cinnamon Stars. So I worked on the roof and started putting in the stones on that side of the house. And I filled in a couple. I had some of that color thread left on my needle, and I did a couple of the insides of the sunflowers. But this, like there's the sunflowers, so I need their stems, but that's not, like, that's gonna come to what, like here, and I have like all this fabric left. Maybe I should cut it off and use it for something else. We'll see. I left myself quite a border up top. I do plan to frame this though. Maybe that's why. Maybe I was thinking I would like to have this framed. And at our Stitchy meetup on Sunday, a couple of our members had just finished theirs and brought them, and they look so good. So it really makes me want to just keep working on this. So that's Cinnamon Stars, and I'm doing this on 36 count Old Towne Blend by R&R with all the called for flosses. This is one of those ones that I didn't even look at the chart. There's definitely places I could have used DMC, but I think I was just like, buy it all. Clearly pre-stitched from stash. That was last summer when I was in a buy all the things, try all the fancy flosses mode. Okay, and then we had to work on our WIP that we hadn't worked on in the longest. It's been not our oldest WIP, but the one we haven't worked on for the longest. That was hard. And I worked on, I think the actual pattern is called Welcome. The chart, it says everything is fine. Let me see, it's from Etsy. Let me see if their name is here. It's 1000 tiny X's. I'll try to link it below if they still have this chart available. It's the sign from The Good Place when they walk in and when they first die. And it says, welcome, everything is fine, in green. That's what this is. Welcome, everything is fine. So there we go. And I'm stitching this on 18 count white Aida. I think they call for 703, DMC 703, and I'm using 702 just because I like that shade a little bit better. But I did the I, the N, and part of the T. There's a lot of stitching in each of these letters. I have all of welcome and the apostrophe done. It's still on the Q snap. But you can see this is one of my oldest WIPs because painter's tape. I started this last, probably April or May. So there we go. Welcome, everything is fine. And I'd like to get this done because The Good Place is in its final season and it'd be fun. I know exactly where this is gonna hang in my entryway. So I maybe like to finish that sooner rather than later. It's on my WIP Go board somewhere. So when it gets pulled, it will get lots of attention and hopefully finished up. But in the meantime, it'll get worked on a little here and there. What else did I work on? Then I started on Thursday when I went to Acorns and Threads. I like to take little projects that are easy to work on. And so I took a couple little projects. The first one I started was this little guy, Be Happy by Summer House Stitchworks. And I think this was a chart that came in one of the So Much to Love monthly project bags last year. Like this was an add-on, like it was in the bag. It was one of the little extras we got. So I don't know that this pattern's available. I'll do some Googling, and if it is, I'll link it. But this might have been exclusive to So Much to Love for a little while, but it's so cute. And I'm doing this I started this and working on this for Carla from Carla Being Crafty. She's hosting a kind of Valentine's Day stitch along that is Be My Own Valentine, B-E-E, Be My Own Valentine, and you just stitch on anything with bees in it. So this has some little bees, Be Happy. I just thought it was sweet. So I'm doing this one for that stitch along, and so I got started on it, and then I also worked on it. So I worked on this down at Acorns and a little bit at Stitch Group yesterday, and this is where I am. I've gotten pretty far. I mean, it's just a quick little stitch, but I really like it, and I think I'm using I have it in a little bendy flip. See the whole thing. I took 3 projects down to Acorns and Threads, and all 3 of them were self-contained. I love these. So these are from Bags Plus. I'll link her shop below. I love them because you can fit like up to 12 flosses in there, and then the little pattern fits in there just fine, and I stick the whole project. But see, I think we got the little, see, look, Be Mine. So cute. I think we got the little needle minder and everything with that project bag. So, and I'm stitching this, I think, in mostly the called for. It just calls for DMC. I think I switched out the yellow because I didn't have it, exactly what it called for, but I picked something similar. I know the green and the blue are what's called for. The gray, I just picked something similar. The yellow, I just picked something similar. So, and I have a plan for how I want to finish this, I think. So I didn't do this for any challenge or anything, just for the stitch along, and it's just a fun little thing to stitch on. So I'll keep working on it here and there as I have time and hopefully finish it up soon. We'll see. Oh, DMC goes back. Okay. And then the other thing that I started and worked on was for a assignment, which was Love at First Sight. And so I fell in love with this whole little series, the seasonal Lizzie Kate ABCs. Fell in love with these at first sight. I've been stitching them all up. They go on that little clipboard frame in my powder room, and spring is the last one I needed. And I'd like to probably put it up sometime mid next month. So I started on this one, and it's such a quick stitch that I got it almost finished on Thursday and then just finished it up over the weekend. So it was a start and a finish. How adorable is that? So it shows them with these buttons, but they don't come with the buttons, but they chart. Like you can either, it's charted. So you can either stitch it or buy a button. So I've just been stitching them all. So cute. This is not called for colors. It calls for all week's dye works, and I switched them all to classic color works. So the purple is, if anybody cares, Plum Paisley. The orange for the carrot is Pumpkin Harvest, which cracks me up because that does not look, I mean, I guess maybe light pumpkin-y, but it's pretty light and pastel-y. Pumpkin Harvest. And the pink is Sea Shelly. The yellow is Crushed Pineapple. And then the green, oh, the green I actually didn't sub a Classic Colorworks. I subbed a Threadworks, and it is number 01045. And I'll be honest, I don't know what I was thinking because it's not, I don't know that you can really tell, but it's not really terribly variegated. I totally could have used the DMC there. So just, if you're going to stitch that chart, I did like, even the yellow, I mean, it's such a little amount. I do like having the variegated for the letters and like whatever this big element is here. Like the winter one's a tree, the fall one's a big pumpkin. I do like having the variegated floss for those elements, but like that I could have gone with DMC. Even that little yellow, bit of yellow, I could have done DMC, but. So that's what I substituted for my spring ABCs, and that's it. That whole set is done now. So excited. So that'll go up sometime next month. So that's all done. I think that's it. Is that everything I worked on? That's it. That's everything I worked on. But that seems like a pretty good week. I feel like I did pretty good. Man, I almost thought I was going to get that little Be Happy thing done too, but oh well, what you gonna do? Okay, so that's all my WIPs and finishes. Plans for next week, or this coming week. So on Wednesday, we switch from, for Alphabet Soup and Semi-Sane Stitchers, we switch from C, which I did Cinnamon Stars, so I've already posted my progress in Cinnamon Stars. We switched to D, and so I'm going to be working on Dog's Declaration for D, and I've also fitted into one of the tasks for Enchanted Stitching this week. I'm also going to be working on Game of Swans. I'm going to use that for a Semi-Sane Challenge, My Heart, and I'm also going to use that for Enchanted Stitching. I'm also going to be pulling out Holly and Hearts because I need something that's winter. And I am pretty much done with all my winter stitching, so I'm going to whip out Holly and Hearts. And then the last task is actually going to be a new start. So those are my plans. So I'm going to work on those 4 things. I'm going to try to finish up Be Happy. I'm going to work on Hello Pumpkin every day. And Harry Potter book covers is the full coverage in rotation. So I'm going to work on Harry Potter book covers every day, Hello Pumpkin every day, and then those other 4 for Enchanted Stitching and Semi-Sane challenges. And then if I have some time, I'm going to finish up Be Happy. So that's the plans. I'm really excited for Be Happy. I didn't show you guys. These little white daisies down here are Algerian islets, which I've never done before. So that was another reason I picked this project, because I thought it would be fun to do a, like, that's pretty like low stakes piece for specialty stitches. So I've never done Algerian islets, and so I'm gonna give them a try. Don't look hard. I mean, there's a little stitch guide on there. It shows me how to do them. The ladies on Sunday were saying it's just all about keeping your tension the same for all of them. So I might practice a little bit on the corner before I do them in the pattern, but I'm excited. So I'd like to get to finishing that up because I'd like to try out the Algerian islets. Also this week, I've got a lot of stitching to do this week, guys. Thursday is the 13th. So for Dark 13 stitching, I'll pull Tingles back out. And those stitches will be good for a monthly task, monthly challenge in Enchanted Stitching, but I gotta work on that on Thursday. Whew. Okay, so Harry Potter book covers every day, Hello Pumpkin every day, those other 4 for challenges and Tingles. I may not get to Be Happy this week. We'll see. Maybe. You never know. Never know. What is this? Oh. That's just the other project that I took to Acorns and Threads that I did not work on. Okay, so Acorns and Threads. So I did do some purchasing. Acorns does in the fall, September, October, I don't remember when. Sometime in the fall they do an open house and they sell a like collector's club booklet, coupon booklet that's good for the following year. So you buy it in like, I think in October, November, maybe in November. I don't remember. There's a time they advertise it in their newsletter, sign up for their e-newsletter, and they sell a booklet of coupons. I think it's like $15 or $20 for the booklet. And then every month there's a coupon. And this month's was 20% off threads. So like next month is 20% off fabric. There's months where you pick a poker chip that has a percentage off that you get off your total purchase. But knowing that this month was 20% off threads, I said, well, I'm buying thread. So let's take a look at what I thought, well, let me take a look and see what things I want to start in the next couple months and what threads I still need. And that's what I'm going to get. So I bought $50 after my discount worth of thread at Acorns and Threads. And I thought it's probably not that exciting to show you a bunch of thread. So instead I figured I'd show you what projects they're going into. How about that? So, what else is in here? Oh, I do have a couple other things that I purchased that are in here that I'll show you first. Yes. So I did buy at the end of the month. I decided, not at the end of the month, at the beginning of this month. This is Michelle Bendy's charity chart this month. She's not doing auctions this month. She's just doing a charity chart because the girl needs a break. She needs a break from shipping all that stuff. So yay, I applaud her for taking care of herself and saying that this is going to be the way she does charity this month. So, but it's a great chart. Check it out. And it's going to Puerto Rico to help Puerto Rico because they can't catch a break in Puerto Rico. Like they weren't even fully recovered from the hurricane 2 years ago. Now they're having crazy earthquakes. So I love this. It's called Moral Compass. It's kind of nod to Dumbledore. Soon we must choose. We're going the easy way or the right way. I want to kit this up and get this stitched, but it's going to have to wait just a moment. But I did buy that charity chart for Puerto Rico. I will link that below. Go check it out. It's really cute. And now my printer is printing color, but at the time I needed a new toner cartridge and it wasn't working. So black and white. And then I also totally broke down. I couldn't take it anymore. And I bought Jane Marshall. Hands Across the Sea. This is the Australia charity chart. It's so cute. And Annie Joyfield Stitcher was she showing it? Somebody else was. I don't know. She definitely talks about Mrs. Aidis' silks all the time. And it really makes me want to buy some. But budget. But I think that she has a silk pack that goes with this. I haven't broken down and bought it yet, but I might have to. We'll see. We'll see how the budget looks at the end of the month. Right now I'm doing okay. Actually, I'm doing okay because I've had some finishes. Here, I'll tell you. I pulled it up. I am only negative $7.25. So that's pretty good because the only money I spent was $51.20 at Acorns and Threads on threads. And I've had Promise of Spring Finish, the Little Love pattern, and Spring ABCs. And I'll have a couple more finishes this month for sure. So I'm doing okay. So we'll see how I am budget-wise at the end of the month. Then I might have to break down and buy those silks. Because when Jan Hicks talks about them all the time too. And when Jan Hicks and Annie tell you that something's amazing and you should stitch with it, you should stitch with it. Okay. The other thing that I got that I'm excited to start is this little guy. Michelle Bendy Stitche has a Patreon, which I love Patreon. I think it's a cool thing for like artists and makers, a way for them to like help support the artists and makers that you love and appreciate their content. So I have a couple podcasts that I'm a Patreon, like I make a financial donation to them every time they release a podcast because they're independent podcasters. And Michelle, but she does at a certain giving level, she does a free chart every month. So this is actually not a picture of the chart. This is a picture of she charted this little basket and a little bit of border from an antique sampler that she owns. And it's adorable, but I can't show you the art. Like, there's not a picture of it stitched, and the rest of it's the actual chart. So it's gonna look kind of like that. And I've got it all, oh, here, it's all in here. So I have all the threads and everything pulled for it. I have linen and threads pulled for it. So that's kind of, because we're kind of doing haul / plans. So these two, I went to stitch soonish, but not in the next week or so. I kind of need to decide about the silks for that. I kind of want them. This, I think as soon as I finish Be Happy, I'm starting this because I have a little piece of linen pulled. I have all the DMC colors pulled. It's like 4 or 5 DMC colors, 4. So that's plans. So as soon as Be Happy is done, I am starting that little freebie chart from Michelle. It's so pretty. And this has, I don't know if you can tell, she charted it with some Smyrna crosses in the basket, and the stems are 1/1. So I figured this is another fun way to, like, low stakes work on some of my specialty stitches and 1/1 stitching skills. So there we go. So I'm excited about that. Okay, everything else in here has to do with threads that I bought and things I plan to start soonish. So the first thing, this I'm planning to start next month, is Holiday Hoopla Easter. And I had actually all of the threads I needed for this. I pulled from Stash or DMC except for the Whisper, which is another thing like I've never done. See, we're still like venturing into things that I've never done. So I bought some Whisper for his little fuzzy tail, and all the rest of it I had. So these I had, all of them, but I got the little Whisper. That was part of my Acorns and Threads purchase. And I've pulled some fabric from Stash. Tell me what you guys think, because these are the 2 fabric options, sorry, crinkle, crinkle, that I've come down to for this guy. Either this lilac, this is a 36 count lilac. This is charted on 40. I'm not doing 40. I will do some 40 count stitching soon-ish, I promise, but not today. Okay, so this is a 36 lilac, and this is just a Zweigart lilac, and this is another one of those pieces that I got from the Color and Cotton grab bag, and it is like this pretty turquoisey aqua, but I don't know what it is. It looks like maybe 36. That looks like 36 to me too. So these are my 2 options. Tell me which one you think. I'm kind of maybe leaning towards the lilac a little bit because his shirt is this deep fennel, which would totally show up. It would totally show up. Here's the threads. I'm really bad at this business. Here's the threads. It looks fantastic on that. Or on, here, how am I gonna do this? Or on lilac. What do you guys think? I know, hard choice, right? But I want it to be really, really springy and fun. So tell me what you guys think. Turquoise or lilac? Turquoise or lilac? Hard choices, right? So that's it. So that's all kitted up, and I'm gonna start that sometime in March because it looks like a pretty easy, quick stitch. Oh, I do still need, I'm missing, I think I was also going to purchase the color for the watering can, and Acorns didn't have it. And then I realized I've probably got some kind of like grayish tan, so I'll pull something for that. I will pull something for that. So I was gonna buy 2 threads for that. I only ended up getting the Whisper. That's okay. I also bought a few threads for Weatherwise that I showed you guys last week. And I am going to be doing Helen D, East Coast Crafter on Instagram, Helen D on Flosstube. I'm going to be doing her conversion. She did this last year, which is how I fell in love with it. and she did a bit of a conversion. So I bought these for, I think I have all the other ones that she used or close to, but I ended up buying these for that she used because this, you know, it's a prairie schooler, so it called for all DMC. But she changed out this house to white. I think she did a couple of the other ones in the back in bluish grays. Hers is amazing. Go check it out on her Instagram. So I got some threads to do that in her conversion, and that's going to be a mania start. So that's my plan for weather-wise. Next, I had some of these. I had quite a few of these flosses actually, but I got the rest of them. I think I'm still missing a couple, but I got most of the rest of them for Stars Bright. And that's going to be an anniversary start for me in April. I'm going to start this on our anniversary, which is April 18th. So I needed some DMCs. I had some of the DMC and some of the overdyed, and I picked up the rest. I converted a couple of the weeks to Classic Colorworks just because if I can, that's my preference. But I did keep some of the weeks, you can see, because some of them are just really unique and different. So that's that. And I finally nailed down what fabric I'm going to use. I'm going to use this from Stash, 36 count hand dyed by Stephanie Frozen Fractal. I don't know that you guys can see, but it's like blue and mint and kind of purplish. So it's blue, it's like mint with splotches of blue and purple, and I think it's going to be perfect. So this is 36 count. I think her model is stitched on 32. So it'll be a little smaller, but that's okay. But I mean, can you even with all those amazing colors? Very excited to start this. Just love this pattern. Any excuse. The anniversary is a really good one. It's not like a big anniversary. It's our 22nd. So it's not like a milestone anniversary, but any excuse for a new start, especially of the Lindy stitches. And then I also got there. This is what this is going to be my new start this week for homework. One of the prompts that we had to stitch for was let it go, because Frozen, let it go, let it go. And so we had to work on a stitch that we were going to let go. Either it was for an exchange or it's going to be a gift. And I have been meaning to start, also for an anniversary, Crosses of the Kingdom. This is going to go to my parents for their 50th anniversary, which is in like 2.5 years. So their anniversary, 50th anniversary is in 2 years, but let's not kid ourselves. This is kind of a big piece. So I figured I better get started. And if I stitch like, you know, one cross a week or a month, or, you know, did a bunch of these little ones, or I don't know, break it up, do it little by little. It'll be done in 2.5 years. I bought this last year. When I saw this, I was like, this is so not my decorating aesthetic. It is, and I don't think my parents even know I have a Flosstube. They don't know what Flosstube is. They don't watch this. If they do, surprise, you're getting this in 2.5 years. And isn't it going to go perfect in your house? It is. I can picture the frame that it's going to go in. This is going to be gorgeous. They will love it. I just need to stitch it. So I bought this like last May, June, along with the fabric. So I already had that in stash. It's going to go on a 32 count antique white because it just should. That's what it calls for. And it only calls for black, which I'm going to do an anchor black, and I have some of that downstairs. And then it calls for, because I'm doing farewell to anchors black and anchor black. So I have anchor black around. But then the gold, it calls for DMC light effects. Nope. Nope. Hard pass on DMC light effects. So while I was down at Acorns and Threads, I was asking all the very experienced stitchers there, what is your favorite gold metallic? Because it definitely does need to be gold metallic. And the consensus seemed to be, those are the same color. They don't read as the same color. They are, there they are. They're this shiny. This is PB40 of Petite Treasure Braid. So there we go. So they had 2 cards of it. I may end up needing more than 2. If so, I'll get more. But that's, so I picked up that gold to start this. Now here's my question. 32 count fabric, just white. So we see it all just comes back around. We were talking 1 or 2 strands. I'm going to do 2 strands for sure with black, right? 2 strands, 32 count, plain white linen, 2 strands. All these fine little back stitchy areas call for 1. In the pattern, it says, oh, it tells me I need 3 skeins of the light effects. So I probably am going to need more treasure braid, whatever. It says 2 strands for cross stitching of the 310, 2 strands for cross stitching and 1 strand for back stitch. Makes sense. Cause like this whole cross is just all, there's no crosses in it. This is all like back stitch. Black work, is it black work? I don't know. I don't know, is it technically black work? You guys tell me. I don't know anything about black work. Haven't tried it yet. We're still working on Algerian eyelets and whatever one stitching. Okay, so it says for DMC, 2 strands for cross stitching, 1 strand for back stitching of the 310. For the light effects, it says 1 strand for all stitching. Now that light effects for sure is thicker than the Petite Treasure Braid. That is definite. For these back stitchy area, I am thinking 1 strand. Yes, 1 strand. But for the places where there's like full crosses of it, can you guys see that? Where it's like full crosses of the gold. 1 strand of this doesn't seem like it's going to be enough. It's pretty fine. And it says here, for very fine work and for combining with other threads. I'm thinking full crosses on 32 count is going to require like doubling that up. Can somebody give me some guidance on that? Can I like double this up, like knot it to the needle so it doesn't like slip and fray? And you know what I mean? Like put a knot up at the eye of the needle so it doesn't fray, and stitch with 2 strands, cross stitches of this. I hope so. I'm going to start up in this upper left corner, so I'm going to be starting with, you know, these and the back stitch anyway. Is that one in the very upper left? Is that all back stitch too? I don't know why I'm starting this. I think it is. There's like hardly anything up in this upper left corner that is even full crosses. It's going to make a counting nightmare for doing this for a task. It's fine. It'll be fine. I think I might be biting off more than I can chew with this, except I really think my parents need that in their life for their anniversary. They don't know they need it, but I think they do. Okay. Whew, that was a journey. See, we take some journey here, guys. Okay, so that is that. I bought that, all that to say, I bought some Petite Treasure Braid at Acorns. But seriously, give me some advice on that one. Okay. This, look, I'm ready, guys. It's the project that was in this got rehomed to a different project bag because cardinal points. I still needed like 3 or 4 of the flosses that must have been back ordered, like weren't available when I bought all the flosses. So here is, look at this. I ironed the linen. I mean, and then I since folded it up, but I ironed it to start with. Put the needle minder I'm going to use on there because look at the cardinal needle minder. Like, I am ready. Is it the 29th yet? I'm ready. And then I can't remember which ones I got. I know I got nutmeg at Acorns, but I got a couple more and I posted them all splayed out in all their glory on Instagram because they're so pretty. I know I got gold leaf at Acorns. I know I got carrot. See, I think I got 4. I think there were 4 I was missing. I can't remember what the other one was. But I got 4, the last 4 colors I needed for cardinal points. I need to like rinse these off and get them on the floss cards. that I'm going to use. But other than that, which these are the ones from Lindy Stitches. I love these because you can write on them and then it just comes off with, you know, like you can write on them with Sharpie and then you can take it off with just like an alcohol wipe. And they're reusable. I love them. Anyway, so I just need to rinse my threads and get them on a floss card, and then I am ready. I am so ready for Long Dog Leap Day start. So that's that. And then, oh, this was actually my order from Julie Gulf Coast Stitches. So I got my Baby It's Cold Outside, and I got some of the flosses that I needed for that. I do need to figure out which linen I'm stitching this on. I think the actual sale is starting on the 14th on Friday. It's the beginning of the girls' dance competition convention on Friday, so I'm going to be starting this Friday. So I think I might hold off and make this a Mania start, and I'll join the Stitch Along then. I think this is going to be a Mania start. I still need to figure out linen, but I did pick up the threads that I needed. The rest of them I must have in my stash somewhere, but those I picked up at Acorns. And then this is the other chart. I couldn't remember what chart I had ordered. I had also ordered from Julie just because I thought that that was like a fantastic thing that she was doing and I wanted to give her a little more support. I ordered the Advent Candles ornament set from Heartstring Samplery. I saw Annie Joyful Stitcher was doing these fall and or Christmas time. She was doing these, and I'm gonna do these for my parents for this Christmas. It's gonna be their Christmas gift this year, because they will love those. We had many Advent wreaths, multiple Advent wreaths in my house growing up. I assume that my mom still puts out a couple during Christmas time. This also calls for being done on 40 count. And look what I have in my stash. 40 count. 40 count platinum linen. This is the piece that I had bought from one of the gals at our Stitchy group, our local library stitchers. And I think that should be enough to do all 5. Hopefully. We'll start up here. They're just going to be like a little flat finish. So I don't think I need that much of a margin. So I think I should, tell me, what do you guys think? This is 13 by 18, right? And these say that they are, the stitch count is 52 by 40 on 40 count. That's not very big. I can certainly get that on a 13 by 18 piece of linen, yes? Yes. So I have the linen, and it calls for Gloriana. There is a conversion to DMC. That is what I will be using. Actually, I think I'll probably pull, I have some weeks, different weeks in greens in my stash, I know, so I'll probably pull a variegated green and maybe a variegated brown. I mean, how many colors can there possibly be in this? We're not looking. I will probably pull a variegated for the green and maybe the brown words, and the rest of it I'll do DMC, but there we go. See, I told you this is also going to be a Mania start. I'm going to start these in Mania. I don't know whether it'll be 1 start or 5. Probably 1. This will be a Mania start as well. Okay, that's it. So that was everything. So there's some like, there you go. Those are kind of like plans. Those are plan things to work on that I bought threads for at Acorns and Threads. So that's it. That's all I have really today, guys, other than giveaway. So let's do last week's giveaway and then we'll go, I'll show you guys the giveaways for 2,000 subscribers, because that's the other thing that I purchased at Acorns with some stuff for the giveaway. Okay, so last week's giveaway was for this little heart and hand hodgepodge hearts, because I had finished Michelle's little love pattern and I was feeling little heart love pattern vibes. So we're giving away this, and I just asked you to tell me you wanted to stitch the hearts, and I ran the little YouTube comment picker. So you can see I took a picture when I did it, and the winner is Kim131MIK. That's the winner. You won. Yay, Kim. I assume your name's Kim. Your screen name is Kim131MIK. and you said, love your channel, I want to stitch some hearts. You get to stitch some hearts. So my contact information is in the description box below, so you can shoot me an email or an Instagram message or just get me your address and I will get that in the mail to you. Now for the big giveaway. So I decided 2,000 is a lot of people that are subscribed to this channel. So instead of doing one giveaway, I wanted to do a bunch of little giveaways. And so I kitted up all those charts that Ravara sent me to give away. I love these charts and they all come with little extra things. So I'm giving away these 5 charts and also the extra copy of And a Forest Grew. So here's how this is going to go down. I kitted these up with the called for DMC. So you can see I did peel up the sticker because I needed to see what was charted, and then had to add the DMC. So these all come, like this happens to only have 2 colors of DMC, but it also comes with a cute charm. Okay, so these are all kitted up. A couple of them called for like maybe 1 over dye. That one called for 1 week's. This one called for a week's dye works. But they all come with like little charms. That also comes with some lace. This one comes with a felt heart. So for the Ravara's charts, I've kitted them up minus fabric because some people stitch on Aida, some people want to stitch on an even weave. So for the Ravara's charts, I have kitted up with the DMC or whatever threads are called for. So if you win one of these charts, you're going to win the chart, all the threads, and a $10 gift card to 123 Stitch to put towards fabric. So each one of these charts is going to come with a $10 gift card to 123 Stitch. And a Forest Grew, and not kit up because it calls for like 100 DMC. So And a Forest Grew, whoever wins this, and I would ask that you have some intention of stitching this. You don't have to start it with on Arbor Day, but I would like, if you put your name in for this, that you have an intention to stitch it at some point. And hopefully with us. But And a Forest Grew, I'm going to also include with that, to that winner, I'm also going to give them a $20 gift card to 123 Stitch so that they can put that towards fabric and DMC. And I know it won't completely kit it up for you, but it'll be a good start. It will be a good start on a big old hunk of fabric and some DMC. Okay, so here's the deal. I rarely run through this, but it's 2,000 subscriber giveaway, so I'm running through it. Please be 18 so that you can give me your address. Please be a subscriber. Admittedly, I do not check typically if the winner is a subscriber, but since this is a subscriber giveaway, I'm going to check. If you're not a subscriber, I'm pulling somebody else, okay? So please be a subscriber. Please be over 18. Do not say giveaway. I'm going to show you each chart and tell you what word to put in your comment to be entered. So you can enter for as many as you want. You will only be able to win one. So if you've already won one and I pull your name again, I'm just going to pull somebody else because I want to hit as many people as possible. But you can put your name in for as many of these as you want, okay? So we're going to go through them all, and I'm going to tell you what keyword to put in your comment. We ready? Okay, so the first one is this. Does she have the names on them? Oh, they might have been on the chart and I put them in wrong. Okay, this one is October 31st. So you're going to say October. I want to stitch October if you would like to be in the running for this chart. These, like, look at that. It's pirate and mermaid skeletons. That's amazing. It's got DMC and I will say one of these colors it called for on this chart, it called for DMC 2103, which is like one of the dark reds. I don't think that that's a color. She's in Italy. I think that's not a color from my Googling. I think that's a European color. It's not a US color. I don't think they sell that color DMC in the US. So I went with the closest match I could find, which I think was like 816 or 817. So just FYI if you win this. But tell me, I want to stitch the pirate. This one, I want to stitch the pirate. Next one is this pretty daisy charm. Comes with charm and lace and all of the flosses. I want to stitch the daisy. Okay. This one, oh, I love this one. Look at the charms that come with that. The sailboat and the anchor. Can you guys hear my dog barking outside? He wants to come in. And it says, happiness is walking on the beach. I love that with the lighthouses. Okay, so if you would like to enter for this one, I want to stitch the beach. This one, little gingerbread, and it comes with a little felt heart and jingle bell, all the floss. I want to stitch the gingerbread. All right, so that's those 5. And then the last one is the and a forest screw. Tell me, I want to stitch the forest. All right, so I'm gonna go through them one more time so you know what you need to put. I want to stitch October, pirate, daisy, beach, gingerbread, forest. And you can say all of them. You're only gonna win one if you win, and I will check to see if you're a subscriber. So that's it. And I'm actually gonna leave this open for 2 weeks, but all the comments have to be on this video. I will remind you guys next week and tell you all to come back and comment on this video. So this, and I can't remember what number it is. I feel like 37, 38, 39, something like this. This Flosstube video, and it'll say, I'll put it somewhere in the title, 2000 subscriber giveaway. So I'm gonna leave that open for 2 weeks, just because I know, like, I film every week and not everybody can like watch that quickly. I get it. So that's all I have for you guys today. And yeah, hope you guys are having a great stitchy week, and I will see you back here next Monday. Cheers.